guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Dan.
This is Board Game Rundown. Today we are going to talk about Mariposas. I just wanted to say it the right way.
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Mariposas is fine.
Mariposas is fine.
Mariposas.
This is by Elizabeth Hargrave. This is the follow-up to Wingspan. Not a Stonemeyer game. This is by AEG. Plays 1 to 5 players. I'm going to say, hour and a half? Or not 1 to 5, 2 to 5.
And we were like talking and laughing a lot. So.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
And quoting a lot of movies.
We were.
Yeah.
So
we stretched it out a bit. It felt like a short game.
It did. It went by fast. So basically, the idea behind this is that this game is recreating, right, the life cycle of the monarch butterflies. You start down here in Mexico, you work your way up to Canada, and then eventually, maybe, if you're playing the game, you work your way back down to Mexico. The interesting thing about the migration patterns of these butterflies is that no butterfly makes the complete trip. They always die somewhere on the way, but then their ancestors complete the journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's science.
Yep.
So to do that, everybody's got action cards. You can, I should just hand those to you.
That's why I have some here.
You play an action card. You resolve it by moving a butterfly the number of spaces. Some of them will let you move multiple butterflies or the same butterfly multiple times. You're going to land on one of these little flower spots. You're going to get the fun little flower resource. You're going to use those to make more butterflies. Yay! If you land on the appropriate spots. There are way stations that are like these cities here, El Paso, Amarillo, so on and so forth. You get bonuses. They're normally hidden at the start of the game. We just left the board set up from our playthrough that we just did. And as you unlock it, you get the card shown, which could be a life cycle set. It could be a resource. It could be an extra move card. And then if you're the first one to get there, you roll the die and you get what it says. And then you're going to, in spring, everybody takes 4 actions. Summer, everybody takes 5. Fall, everybody takes 6. At the end of the game, tally up your points. And you watch that Dan keeps bumping his last place score.
I was fixing it.
Here's the thing is nobody knew you were blue.
Yeah, I didn't say I was blue. I was fixing it. You said it was Dan, so thanks.
You're welcome. So anyways, I mean, that's the very summarized version of how to play this.
Yep.
It is not hard to learn or to teach.
Nope.
Not really.
It's pretty straightforward.
Well, first, we go into the aesthetics, so the artwork and the components
Sure.
and everything like that. So,
Hit us up.
Spencer, newbie-san.
Newbie-san.
What do you think about the components in this game?
Yeah.
I'm not that newbie. I've done this before.
Just felt like saying that.
I'm the Padawan.
Yes.
I think they're good. I mean, I wouldn't want like minis or anything. Those are just fine. The little wooden butterflies.
Minis would be overkill, right?
I would
would.
kind of like painted minis that you have to put together. That'd be pretty sick. Right?
Assemble, yeah, Games Workshop style, but they've got to be like pewter. Like you can't even just have the plastic ones now.
Oh,
on
the game would be
sprues.
so much better.
No, these are very. The art is very fitting. I think the.
My only concern was it has artwork for one of the butterflies is a time 2. That's different than the times 2 artwork over there.
Yeah,
it's a minor detail.
That's
but
a problem.
it confused us at first.
But the artwork is appropriate.
It is good. It's that's fine.
The components are nice. I like the meeple butterfly sort of
Yeah, sure.
things. I mean, the tiles are good quality. The cards are fine. You
Yep.
know, they're nice finish on the cards.
Yep. I don't really have any complaints. The punch outs are all pretty centered and even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have any complaints about the components. Really, it was totally what's the word? Like
Functional?
Functional. Sure.
Wait, I do have one complaint about the components.
Okay.
Okay. So on the board, right? You've got this awesome thing right here. It tells you
Uh-huh.
what you need, right? This is very smart.
Uh-huh.
This is very clear. Tells you exactly what it is. The score track is fine. It's there. These give you, tells you exactly where to put things. It tells you what, how many actions everybody's taking. It tells you on the board, like what to do in between the seasons. We have this life cycle board over here, which has all the cards for the sets, except we've got these 3 past stacks of cards
I forgot.
that just sit next to the board.
Yeah.
Everything else has a place, except for these. Because they even give you in the base game, right? The regular box, they give you these nice little
those
trays.
game tray thingies
Yeah,
came with it?
They came with it.
Oh,
wow.
Nice.
So they
even
even give
nicer.
you these. So
Nice. So you think that was like a tacked on mechanic at the
I
end?
don't know. I feel like they designed everything and forgot about these, and they're like, "Oh crap!"
Okay.
Because everything else is so well laid out that I wouldn't have been surprised if they're like, "Leave the die here when it's not being
yeah,
used."
sure.
Because there's a
Like
place
a double layered spot for the die.
there's a place for everything, and the components are that nice. Yet there's just sort of this. They'll go there.
Sure.
No, it's for the expansion. You'll have to spend $20 to
Expansion
get
board.
the little board.
Yeah, just one little tile. I mean, it's sort of a nitpick, but I just thought it was weird with everything else making so much sense.
Yeah, no, I didn't honestly realize that they came with the little game tray boxes, whatever they're called. I don't know what they're actually
Right,
called.
just these
but,
little trays for the flower tokens.
But yeah, no. So yeah, I agree. Weird choice, especially since it's not like it would make more sense to have the cards be on the board and have the tiles sit off the board.
Because these are tiles.
Yeah.
Nice thick
So
tiles, and they give you, and it's nice because there's actually like 6 of them in the game.
Yep,
So they
another
give
one
you
here.
some variability. So when you complete a set, you're going to get whatever that tile is for that set. So it does give you some nice variation when
Yeah.
you play. Okay, so we've already gone through how to play.
Yep.
Did you have fun playing this despite your amazing score?
Shut up. Yeah, no, I had. This is a good little strategy game. This is a good little tactical strategy game with your movement and stuff like that. I went into this game not expecting anything, honestly. Not only because I'm one of the few people on the planet that does not love Wingspan. It is fine. The game is fine. It is fun. I do not own it, and I don't love it. And then this game is like, oh, made by the person who made Wingspan that I don't love, and also. It's about
Butterflies.
butterflies. I'm like, I'm not sold. I'm gonna be totally honest.
You mean this doesn't scratch that Dark Souls itch
Yeah,
that
no,
you
it
got?
doesn't. It's so weird. Of course, the whole fact that they die constantly.
Yeah,
is
there's
nice.
a lot of death
Wow,
in
it's
this
so
game.
much like Dark Souls.
So dark.
Are we
But,
adding this one to your guilty pleasures list?
Yeah, right. But no, so at the end of the day, it's not like I am in love with this game or anything. But I had a good time figuring out how the strategy worked and stuff. Even totally not understanding the point of the end game and messing that up. So.
Spencer, you won handily,
Yes, I
which
did.
may color your opinion, but may not. But what'd you think? Did you have fun playing? Relatively easy to learn, or was it hard to learn?
It was definitely easy to learn. I had a lot of fun playing it. Of course, company always helps.
Yeah,
Having
sure.
good company
Yeah.
always
It
improves
can
the
make
game.
even a bad game, right? A lot of fun
Oh, yeah.
to play,
But this one, you didn't need to have good company to save the game. It was good.
which is good because this is terrible company.
Yeah. If you did good with us, then just
Yeah.
imagine.
Just imagine.
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't know if I would actually buy the game, but if someone set this up, I'd definitely play it.
Sure. And then as far as replayability, I mean, I think there's a lot there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the cards are going to be different. The tiles are going to be different.
You're even where the
of
way
course.
station
Yep.
tokens will be different.
There's very little in terms of getting on each other's toes.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not.
sure.
This is a very sort of friendly
Yeah.
game. The only thing you can rob somebody of is by getting to a way station first, and that just means you're going to get the extra resource because everybody's still going to get whatever
bonus, yeah.
that bonus is.
Yeah.
So this is a very friendly game.
Like passive.
yeah,
like,
passive
this is
game.
not
is
a
probably
Which
the
very-
some
word.
people don't really
competitive.
like. It's almost like we're each playing a solo game at the same time.
Yeah,
Some people don't like that.
And I never really subscribe to that theory. Like I just
Sure.
think that that's silly.
Yeah, it just
Um,
depends on the game.
but
for
I
me.
do
I
understand
think
that
this one
people
did fine.
people have that issue. Okay, so who's this game for? Like I would say this is like a light to medium weight game.
Sure, I'd say
personally, yeah.
closer to light. Yeah.
I mean-
I mean, if you want to win, you could push it towards medium, I guess. But the
Yeah,
actual gameplay itself.
This is pretty light.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's is kind of where I come down. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because there is definitely a place in people's collections for a lighter weight game.
Oh yeah.
With a nice theme. Like this is a very welcoming and accepting theme, right? Like, I mean, you could bust this out and you're not going to offend people because I've got a bunch of games that have demons and hellspawn and things like that. And so this is like,
Sure.
this is sort of the opposite, right?
Hey guys,
Like
we're done with Planet Apocalypse. Pull out the butterflies.
yeah, let's get the butterflies now. We got to cleanse the palate.
yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a fairly lightweight game.
Yeah.
With there's strategy there.
Yeah, no, there's definitely strategy going on here. When do you, which I think the most intense strategy, which is the reason why the person in last place was in last place, is because the knowing which cards to ignore, I
Sure.
think is a big part of it. Okay, I get that those points are there, but I really need to set up my position for the next round instead.
Sure.
Right,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I think that is a big part of it. That was glanced over our first time playing, perhaps.
Sure.
Now, wait a minute.
sure.
What happened? What happened over here?
What?
No, that looks accurate.
Yeah.
That looks accurate because my position didn't change at
Yeah,
all. So I'm good.
Everything's fine to me.
I'm good. Looks great. Spencer, you got anything to throw in there different? Anything to add?
I think so the idea of coming up, you got better resources up at the top where you're of course furthest from going back for the finish line. You can split your resources, try to get some butterfly back here for the bonus. If you noticed, only some of us made it, and we only made it with one. So yeah, in future games, you might try to experiment and see how many more points you might get by
Sure.
rushing everyone back into the finish line.
Sure. A couple of us until the very end had forgotten that we need to try to get back down south. So
More than a couple of
I
us.
think that if
Everybody but me.
I think
apparently.
that if
and
we,
it didn't help me win.
I think that if we played again, a lot of us would split our forces better, right? Because we
Yeah.
kind of all rushed up here and then split our forces west and east.
We were following
of-
what these points were giving
Exactly.
us.
Yes.
And when we got to the last one, we continued with the idea that we were going after butterflies and stuff like that, not realizing at this point making more butterflies actually
Hurts
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of this type of scoring that it was asking for, it was pointless to keep making butterflies at that point.
Sure.
So I think that maybe we would have come up to here and started splitting this way instead, maybe. And well, I don't know. Who knows what would have happened? But I do think that if we had remembered that end game as strat earlier in the game, it would have played out.
Changed that
differently.
differently, yeah.
Sure.
But yeah. So I think this game is for most people to at least look at and try. It's just a lighter game.
Yeah, it's a nice looking game.
Yeah.
Looks nice on the table.
And how hard is this to get, Tim?
Oh, this is easy.
Okay.
You can get this on a game store shelf
Okay.
pretty easily. This is not like Wingspan where you were like hunting and there was
Exactly.
price gouging. Like everybody's calmed down. And yeah, this is relatively easy to scoop up and to get a hold of. AEG is a major company. They do nice print runs. Okay, so final thoughts, and then we're going to score this out of 10. I'm going to say I don't want to go first.
That's fine.
I'll go first.
Okay, so final thoughts, and then a score out of 10.
Final thoughts. I think it's a fine game. It's going to be a good game if you have slightly older kids, not really young kids, but I think 8, 9.
And they might appreciate sort of the science of it too, right? Because you
might.
can like sneakily teach
I
them
mean,
about the life cycle
Science.
of butterflies.
It says ages 14 and up, but I don't think it's actually that complicated.
I think you could
9-year-old
go,
would do
yeah,
it.
yeah. I could teach my daughter, my
Yeah.
8-year-old, who's almost a
Definitely.
9-year-old, to play this. And while she may not get real deep into the strategy, she
have fun.
could do it and
Yeah.
have fun. Yeah.
So I'm going to actually give it a 7.
All right.
Okay. I
I think
7.
it's good.
Want me to go
it's
next?
not
Yeah,
amazing,
sure.
but it's good.
I'll go next. I don't really have too many final thoughts. I spoke very openly throughout the whole review. You know what I feel about this game. I will use the same terminology as you. It is fine. I enjoyed the strategy of the game. I don't know how much I would come back to this game. It's going to probably be a 6 for me. This is an above average game. And I had fun playing it. I don't think there is a spot for it on my shelf.
Sure.
Is where it's going to kind of come down to for Dan. So
For Dan. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you guys. This is a very nice, easy, breezy game. I have, other than this here, I have no real complaints about like
Oh,
the
sure.
components. I think the gameplay is solid. I think it's a well-designed game.
yes.
I
We
think
didn't really
it's-
touch on that. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
but yeah,
you're fine.
it feels very well balanced and designed when you're actually moving through.
It really
here and
does.
The spacement of the flowers.
It
and
really
stuff.
does.
Obviously, a lot of thought was put into this.
Yes.
But for me, and again, it does so many things that I like, right? It's just got all the information on the board. So after like sort of the initial teaching, it's pretty easy, because again, all the information. How much does it cost to make a new butterfly? Oh, it's right here.
Sure.
Boom, right?
Yeah.
What do we do between seasons? It's right there.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things you talked about with viticulture. is just
All
show
the
us, man.
stuff.
I love
Yeah.
I love having it on the board. It makes it so easy. I do get a little tripped up sometimes trying to translate
The like iconography.
the iconography on these cards specifically.
But they're printed in the rule book.
They're in the
so-
rule book. You do have to look because there are like some combinations, so sometimes you've got to look. And but again, that's not like a deal breaker kind of thing. But for some reason with this game, and I've had it happen with other games where it's like I really should like this more than I do. I had a good time playing it. I would not go, I'm gonna pass. Like if
Oh,
if
sure.
somebody's gonna play, I'm not gonna like just walk away and go, I'll just read my book, and hang out for the next game. Like I'm nowhere near that. But I really do come down like as a 7. I don't love it, but I don't really have a great reason not to. Because like I said, it does a lot of things right. It does do a lot of things that I should like more. And I don't think it's the theme because I think they make the theme interesting with the way that it is integrated in the gameplay. So for me, I don't know. There's something just not there. that I
think
need.
it's the lack of the competitive nature of it. There's really so little I can do to harm you.
That is
Yes.
true. Maybe that is. But yeah, so it's a 7. This is fine. This is a perfectly
Yeah,
fine game.
it
I
is.
think that there will be people out there that will love this game. There are people that this game is for specifically, and they will love it and have a great time with it. It is, if you are a like diehard Wingspan fan, calm down because this is not going to give you the same as Wingspan.
This is nothing like Wingspan.
Oh,
Nothing.
sure.
Um,
This is not an engine building game.
But this is like interesting, but like Wingspan, it is kind of educational, like in a sneaky way, right? With some of the things they can teach
we
you.
now know the range of the monarch butterfly.
And they're also they also in the rule book like have some nice facts in the back and
Oh,
things like
very
that.
nice.
So I mean, there's a lot of interesting things here. This is a fine game, just not one that I'm like excited about. I'm not gonna go and pull this off the shelf and say, "Hey guys, let's play it." But if somebody asks, I'll be like, "Yeah, we'll play." Like I
Sure.
can teach it.
Especially because of how quickly it plays.
It plays quick.
Yeah.
And it's painless.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's painless.
It's fine.
The best regards you can give a
It's
game.
fine. Unlike villainous, which becomes very painful later. So yeah. So what's our final rating?
I
then?
believe I don't have my glasses on, so that's why you saw me kind of wording numbers. I
Yes.
believe it was a 6.6 repeating, which would make it a 6.7 because we would round to the tenths.
Right,
So
6.7.
6.7.
I'm good with that. I can live with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no, that's fair.
I would describe this as an above average game. Probably for most people, gonna lay around that 7 area. So I think we came in slightly below. We are all much heavier.
So you're
gamers.
saying you're dragging everything down.
That is true.
Just like in the
usual,
game.
like usual. I think that with us all being much heavier gamers, I mean, we like
Sure.
the lighter stuff, but we are heavier gamers. So being slightly below what I think the average on like a BGG is going to be, I think makes sense for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
fair. That's fair. But I'm glad I've played it. I'm glad I know about it. And again, I do have family members that like if they came over for game night and they don't want to learn anything too hard, I'd be like, I
Sure.
can teach you this. Like you will have a nice time playing this, and nobody's gonna get like
yeah,
really
it
upset.
really is almost a gateway to strategy games.
Yeah, this is almost a
Because
gateway game.
Because you're like,
I can see that.
like I really like hardcore strategy games. Let me show my cousin who doesn't really like games like this, and then you can show them now. This is the kind of thing that I can expand on
Right.
and teach you. You know,
Except the next one we play will be butterflies with guns,
exactly.
or it could be a bullet with butterfly wings.
We'll just
Maybe.
stop now. Now you're just getting into
It-
Mario.
We know it's going
No, that's Smashing Pumpkins. Come on,
Uh,
It's
you're
gonna-
a baby.
to be Cthulhu butterflies.
Cthulhu butterflies. I'm down with that too.
he's still talking.
For the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
I'm Spencer.
I was Dan.
Thanks for watching, despite this business.
Shenanigans.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.